1. Pre-existence. An eternally alive Son. The time-honored science fiction trilogy, Back to the Future, explores what it would be like for someone to travel back in time and influence past events in such a way that would, in due course, change his own future when he is born. Though mostly pitched as comedy, the films raise intriguing questions about what it means to exist and to shape reality, as when Marty McFly rescues his teenage father from a car wreck. Before you exist. While the movies fall woefully short as analogies to the eternal existence of the Son of God, they do get us thinking in the right direction. One of the prerequisites for a full doctrine of the divinity of Jesus Christ is that he exists forever in the past. God is, by definition, uncreated. God cannot come into being. He exists, from eternity past to eternity future. Yet, as we heard in the introduction, Jesus Christ was born as a man. For him to be divine, he somehow must also have had a real, eternal existence, even prior to his human birth to Mary. This is typically called pre-existence. That is, the Son of God was alive and active as a spiritual being, before taking on flesh at a particular point in time. He was not just a glimmer in the mind of God, but he was, and is, and always will be, real. The aim of this chapter is to unfold the various ways in which Scripture indeed affirms the Son's real, active, heavenly pre-existence within the Godhead. Though such pre-existence is often overlooked, perhaps owing to our lack of ability to conceptualize it, or to the exclusive focus in some circles on the cross of Christ, this study hopefully puts it more on the layperson's radar. Heavenly origin. I begin by examining where Jesus is from. Though the infancy narratives of Matthew and Luke, and Christmas pageants ever since, make the point clear, there was some debate about the birthplace of Jesus during his ministry. Some Jewish crowds questioned whether the Messiah, Greek Christos, was to come from Galilee, Bethlehem, or some other place. See John chapter 7, verses 40 through 43. Jesus challenged their preconceived notions, however, when he revealed to various opponents, though cryptically at the time, I am the living bread that came down from heaven. Chapter 6, verse 51. And you are from below. I am from above. Chapter 8, verse 23. One does not have to look only at John's Gospel. Paul, writing years before John's Gospel was published, indicates that Jesus' own view about his place of origin was accepted very early by his followers. Paul asks in Romans chapter 10, verse 6, Who will ascend into heaven? That is, to bring Christ down. This could, in principle, refer to Christ's reign in heaven upon his ascension, but it may refer to his original existence in heaven. A clearer reference is found in a near parallel. See Ephesians chapter 4, verses 9 and 10, where Paul describes how Jesus descended from somewhere to earth, only to reascend to heaven later. But even if these passages are debatable, Paul states clearly in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 47, that the Son of God is from heaven. He is not from around here. He existed as a real person, though without a physical body, in the heavenly places. In John chapter 3, verse 31, John the Baptist, or perhaps John the Apostle, depending on whether the quotation ends in chapter 3, verse 30 or chapter 3, verse 36, further affirms this by claiming that Jesus is He who comes from above and He who comes from heaven. Compare chapter 1, verse 15. While it is true that Jesus was physically born in Bethlehem and grew up in Nazareth, he comes from before then, and from above them. He is actually from heaven. If all this is true, one might expect there to be indications of his heavenly dwelling prior to his physical birth, and that is precisely what is found in the Old Testament.